Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another film/TV review. The first one I did was on the Fantastic Four First Steps, but this one is about the brand new show that came out yesterday, August 1st. It's called Eyes of Wakanda. It is a generational walkthrough of Wakanda's history, starting from a certain point, leading further into the future to understand everybody's true path in Wakandan history, thus leading to present day, the sacred timeline and everything that happened after that. This is going to be a bit of a spoilery review, so keep that in mind, but it's all going to tie into my final thoughts at the end of this video. So if you'd rather not hear about spoilers, go on ahead, click off the video, skip to the end, do whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm just going to talk about it because that's what I want to do. So there's only 4 episodes of Eyes of Wakanda. It is a pretty short series. Each episode is about 30 minutes long. The first episode, the main theme is about espionage, finding your true path. We see a character known as Noni. She is a former Dora Milaje in Wakanda. She was basically removed from the Dora Milaje because of how she is, and she wasn't taking things seriously. And we find out that there's some other character called Nakati, the lion, and he left Wakanda. He took some relics. He took others with him, wants to make himself a king, believes that if he chains up specific people, or if he temporarily takes away their freedom, he can rebuild a new place with even more freedom. I don't really understand how this guy gets to that thought process, but it's obvious that he's done everything in his power to get to that point. And the whole episode is just about Noni finding her true path, learning through this espionage, through what she was meant to do, that she actually was not meant to be a Dora Milaje the entire time. It's for a faction of Wakandans that we don't ever hear about in the actual films or in the MCU in general. They operate in secret. They're called the War Dogs. We've briefly heard them mentioned, I think, at one point, but we never actually fully got to see anything about them. And this episode sets the stage for what Eyes of Wakanda is as a show. Every single show is about the War Dogs. The entirety of Eyes of Wakanda is about the eyes of Wakanda, the ones that see everything that we may not even see. And it just sets a stage for something that's absolutely amazing. The second episode, its main theme is betrayal for home, in quotations. This one's really cool. We get to see something in our actual history as people on this planet. We get to see actual history, the Battle of Troy. We get to see Odysseus sending his army into Troy. And we also get to see one of the main characters, Achilles, being at the forefront of the fight, which we all know all of this to be the case. But the twist on this in the MCU history is that there's another main character alongside Achilles, a war dog of Wakanda by the name of Bakai, or, well, as Achilles knows him, Memnon, who was actually sent by the previous character from the first episode, Director Noni. This is another generational story, one more generation down. Achilles and Memnon, it goes through the whole actual Battle of Troy where they make the horse, they send it in with all of their soldiers inside. All the soldiers thus take over Troy. And eventually, Bakai, Memnon, gets this artifact that he was originally sent for, and this artifact is inside of Troy, and these people in Troy have it. He doesn't want them to die because it's not technically his mission, so he tries to send them away, being like, okay, like just go while you have the chance. I don't want to kill you. I don't want you to die. But Achilles, he's got a whole new perspective of this. He was left for dead on the stairwell while Memnon has his own true purpose. And Achilles finds out this true purpose, believes that everything was a lie, leading to an untimely death of Achilles. And finally learning somewhat of a story from Memnon about how not everything was a lie, but Achilles didn't see that that way. And that ties into the overall theme of betrayal for home. He's doing this for home. Everybody has a mission. Everybody understands the cost. Everyone understands what you have to do to get what your home deserves. Honestly, this one was even better than the first one. But moving on, episode 3. The main theme is irresponsibility, learning to overcome it, and trust. This episode is set in China, 1400 AD, focused on a main character known as Basha. The character is much more of a jokester than any other character we've ever seen in Wakanda. Similar to the character Johnny Storm, actually, he is comically energetic in all of the right ways. Wakandan technology by this point obviously seems much more advanced than previous generations, so we know that we're going a lot further into the future. He's yet another war dog, but he's not quite the war dog that everyone expects. Basha, like I said, is the most comically energetic. He's a jokester that's insanely irresponsible. And over the course of this episode, we start to learn, he starts to learn how to overcome it. And we start to learn about, okay, this guy he didn't have this irresponsibility because he just didn't care. He had this irresponsibility because he doesn't know how to trust. And this whole episode, I'm not going to go full into spoiler territory because this one is insanely cool, but this whole episode is about trust, and there's a lot of it relating to a specific character. And this episode features an Iron Fist. The first time in the MCU that we have ever seen an Iron Fist. I'm not including Netflix because for a while this was not considered canon and was just recently brought back into canon. But this features an Iron Fist in Wakanda, of all the things. So go watch this episode at the very least, because this one's good. This is a really good episode, and it's so perfect the way that they laid it out. And honestly, it makes me excited to see more of Iron Fist in the future, because we only got to see 2 characters as Iron Fist in Marvel live action. And this one, it's not live action, obviously. It's animated. But this one in particular is such a cool idea that it makes you feel like, it makes me feel excited for who could be the next Iron Fist. Like, if Colleen Wing is still the Iron Fist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now, I want to see her. Like, I do not want Iron Fist's story to end, and this episode just pushed me more towards that ideology that I do not want this character to be lost in the past. I want this character to come back to the forefront because we deserve to see an Iron Fist. I would love to see a mention of Wakanda too, if that's at all possible. But finally, the last episode, the 4th episode, the main theme is responsibility, regardless of whether your name is tied to it. This focuses on a story where the main characters are what seems to be a mentor by the name of Kuda, teaching a kid, Tafari, how to become a war dog. The kid retrieves an artifact we once saw in a previous film, Black Panther. This kid is the son of the king and queen. The eldest brother is destined for the throne, and the mother is currently pregnant with the youngest sister. I wonder who that could be. This obviously confirms to us that T'Challa has a brother, but he has absolutely no tie to the current Wakandan name. He has been completely forgotten about in history, and he is one of the craziest people in terms of what he has done for Wakanda, because this episode reveals to us something that happened that we would have never known otherwise. Prince Tafari has literally saved the universe. So, long story short, the last Black Panther from the future uses quantum space technology to come back in time, telling us of the future and how aliens of some kind, some weird bug aliens, took over the universe. Wakanda and the rest of the world is nearly destroyed, and they're about to lose the entire planet because of one anchor point in time being messed up. The axe from Black Panther that Killmonger retrieves from the museum in the first movie. The axe needs to stay where it is so that eventually it can be brought back by Killmonger and lead through the events of the sacred timeline, pulling King T'Challa to then allow the world to see Wakanda as it actually is. If Prince Tefari and Kuda had taken this axe away from its original place, brought it back to Wakanda, it would have led to a chain reaction that destroyed the entire universe. This is insane. And this is really cool, because this sheds a whole new light on a lot of stuff, multiverse and all. I know multiverse in general with Marvel, a lot of people have been straying away from it, like, okay, can we get away from this? Can we get away from this? This ties in so well with the overarching theme of Eyes of Wakanda that I honestly have nothing bad to say about it. This entire show, the entirety of Eyes of Wakanda, has been really good theme after theme after theme after theme. There's only 4 episodes, and each one of them has a great story and is told perfectly. And this should have been expected by the fact that this was directed by Ryan Coogler, the same guy who made Ironheart and the same guy who made Black Panther and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This show is not one to be slept on. It is not one to be forgotten about. And I'm so sad that they didn't advertise this more, because this show deserves the spotlight right now. It may be short and it may not be a full series, but it's enough that the fans of the universe, the fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, need to know what this show is about. So if you are interested in seeing anything you heard about this show, if you want to go watch it, it's available on Disney Plus right now. Released yesterday, August 1st. It's a great story. And honestly, out of a 10 out of 10 rating, or a possible 10 rating, I'm not going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 9. And the reason I'm giving it a 9 is because the very beginning is a little bit slow. That's it. That's the only reason I'm giving it a 9. Once you get past that slow bit at the beginning, everything else for the rest of this show is perfect. So that is my full thoughts on Eyes of Wakanda. That is my full review of Eyes of Wakanda. Highly recommend checking out this show if you're a Marvel fanatic, or you are interested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or hell, if you even want to just know a little bit more about the Iron Fist and Wakanda in general. This sheds light on Wakanda and everything we have never seen. So if you want to know more about where Black Panther came from, and even about his family, this is the best opportunity to do it. Thank you all so much for watching. If there's anything that you guys want to see, any films, TV shows, whatnot, there's obviously some things that I try to get into. Sometimes I struggle to get into it. Maybe I'm not able to review it properly because I don't have all the passion for it. But if you have anything you want to see my film thoughts on, my reviews on for TV shows, let me know down in the comments below. Fantastic Four review. I don't know if it's going to be out the same time this one is. I was planning to upload this literally today, August 1st, and then it didn't happen. This video is probably coming out on August 2nd, so I don't know. Maybe the Fantastic Four review is going to come out after this. I don't know. But ultimately, this is my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys want to see this TV show, because it's great. I sat here and watched it all in one sitting. It's great. I have nothing bad to say about it. That's all. See you next time.